I close my eyes only for a moment, and the moment's gone. All my dreams flash before my eyes, a curiosity, dust in the wind. All we are is dust in the wind. We're going to get started here in just a moment. Same old song, just a drop of water in an endless sea. All we do crumbles to the ground, though we refuse to see. Dust in the wind. All right, we're going to get started here, folks. Dust in the wind. I might get in trouble for that one with YouTube there. Anyhow, we'll play a little bit more of that. All right, looks like we are live. We're broadcasting via Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, because I could not broadcast on Facebook. So, welcome. Let's get into the introduction real quick here. Welcome, guests, soldiers, community members. 30 to 45 minutes of software upgrading within your mind and spirit for winning against the wrong bet, the lie, craps, slaps, cards, lards, sports, ports, slots, bots, roulette. Don't fret. Get in, buckle up, and grab a pen. Did you bring a friend? Please turn down all distractions, noise. Let's get started. This is episode number 172. I am Coach Santos Jr., Stockton, California. And today's topic, we are going to discuss a little bit of this topic. Again, this is episode or broadcast number 172. And the topic is life without gambling. Life, man, I love that. I love that. Life without gambling. We got a proverb. We got a few. I'm going to just share a little bit of some experiences with you here that will be a part of your life once again in a greater measure when you're no longer gambling. So welcome. And I will be opening up the chat. If you want to come on the camera, I will be putting the in about 15 or 20 minutes. If you want to come on the screen, if you want to come on the camera, you're welcome to do that. Please, I invite you. No, I invite you to come on and come on the screen and share. You never know what that might do for you. Anyhow, Jim is always with us, and I feel very patriotic today. So, Race, welcome. And there's quite a few on tonight. I don't know where they're coming from, but they're watching the live stream. Race, welcome. Good to see you. Jim, Big Jim, welcome. Welcome. Laura, welcome to the broadcast number 172. Topic, life without gambling. Imagine your life without gambling. What does it look like? What does it look like? All right, well, I'm waiting for just a few more to come in here. And if you have a question, you've got something that you're working on, I really want to support you. I really want to do my best in this 45 minutes, this hour. That's why I say, get in, grab a pen, turn down all distractions so that we can get focused here for a little bit and move on with our lives. Time goes by very quickly. If you came on early, you were listening to me earlier singing that song, Dust in the Wind. All we are is dust in the wind. Yes. All right. Questions, observations, solutions, problems. Come on, folks. There's a few of you in here. If you got something that you want to share, bring it up. And did I post the, yes, I did post the StreamYard. All right. Well, No questions yet, and there's a little bit of an audience. I want to read, before I read the proverb, I want to read you something that I read out of America's Heroes. I love this. America was not built on fear. America was built on courage, on imagination, and an unbeatable determination to do the job at hand. President Harry S. Truman. Never met the guy. I don't know him very well, but I definitely do really like the, I'm going to be opening up the camera here in about 10, 15 minutes. President Harry Truman. I like that. All right. So there's that. I got a proverb I'm going to be reading, and might as well read it. And let me share one thing that's happened. And this not only happens to me, this is an example, right? Life without gambling. I'm just going to name 6 items here throughout the broadcast. I'm not going to, just sharing. And this is just scratching the surface only. It gets deeper. The number one thing that I've experienced personally, and I know others have experienced personally, from walking away from the gambling snare. Okay. By the way, gambling's a lie. Gambling is a lie. The number one thing is peace of mind and dignity. I didn't feel dignified when I was out there doing what I was doing. I was hiding. I was afraid. I was confused. And it was a mess. But one of the greatest, I'm going to talk about 6 items here. So stay with me. And towards the end of this broadcast, I have something for you. If you read my summary there on YouTube in the comment, was it the community section where I posted about today's broadcast? There's something that I'm going to give you at the end of this broadcast that I believe if you'll accept my gift, it's going to help you. It's going to advance your life. It's going to help you become better. Do you want better? So the number one thing that I personally experienced was peace of mind and dignity. You can't buy that. You can't buy that. All right. Let me see. Race has a question. Hey, Jesse, welcome to the broadcast. Let me see here. And Jim's going to come on in a little bit. Jim, in about 10 minutes or so, 15 minutes, we're going to talk about this a little bit deeper, and we'll have you on. Anybody else wants to come on the camera? I'm welcoming guests. Come on, face your fear. Face it. What are tips you guys would share to someone who can't stop gambling? Well, the number one tip that I would give to someone is to be on Sunday's broadcast right here. I don't know of any other gambling non-judgment zone for gamblers, for problem gamblers, people that have trauma or other problems. Because the truth of the matter is that gambling is really a metaphor. The reason why you're gambling is because there's something else. There's an iceberg. The gambling is above the water, right? That's the part of ice that you see. You see that. But what lies underneath the water, that is the real culprit. That is the seed. That is the modus operandi, if you will, for why you're gambling. Once you figure that out, it's game over. It is game over. So that's a tip. That's a good tip. Another tip that I would share with you is, if in doubt, write it out. If in doubt, write it out. Use your journal. Take 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes a day. All we are is dust in the wind. If we don't take 10 to 15, 20 minutes out for ourselves during the day, where are we going? Who are we? You ever ask yourself that? Who am I? Who am I? All right, Proverb chapter 1 or 2 Timothy chapter 1, verse 13 and 14. Here it is. I'm not too sure why I do these Proverbs. I read the Proverbs daily, and Sunday is kind of a little bit of a religious day for me, even though I don't attend church, and I will never attend church, not anymore. Hold fast the form of sound words. Listen to that proverb. Hold fast sound words. You know, if there's anything that we need today in this darkness that we live, this world full of lies and chaos and deception, of course, gambling is a lie. Fix that one in your head. Gambling is a lie. We need sound words. We need to hear truth. All right, let me finish this, or else I'll get into preaching here. Which thou hast heard of me in faith and love, which is in Christ Jesus, that good thing which was committed unto thee, keep by the Holy Ghost, which dwelleth in us. Sound words. Of course, to me, the Bible is the greatest book that I would highly recommend anyone. Just read it. You talking about attending church? No, I'm not talking about attending church. No, I'm talking about reading the Proverbs. All right. Hey, Mark, welcome. Carol, welcome, Carol, all the way from Saskatchewan, Canada. I think that's how you say it, right? Saskatchewan, Canada. So welcome. Good to see you here. And I believe you're on a hiking trip or something. Aren't you on a hiking expedition or something like that? All right. So that's my tip. That's just a few tips. And, Race, stay with us. This is the perfect community. This is a no judgment zone. If anybody understands what you're going through, I understand to a certain degree. All right. Any more questions? Please. I'm willing to. Number 2. Okay. I gave you number 1. Here's number 2. These are experiences of a no gambling life. When you're no longer gambling, when it's behind you, it's gone. It's like dust in the wind. A real big sense of accomplishment. When you're no longer gambling, another great experience that you will, when you stop, when you've overcome, when you've crushed it and replaced it, right? Really replace. You got to replace it. You just don't crush it, overcome it, beat it up. No. Gambling is a lie. And you have to replace it. It must be replaced. A real big sense of accomplishment. Really big. Really big. That's another experience that you will have when you're no longer gambling. A great sense of accomplishment. And what will that do for you? A great sense of accomplishment. It won't really help you much, will it? Maybe not, right? If you feel a great surge of accomplishment, it won't really help you accomplish other things. Or will it? Or will it? Carol says, nice to see you virtually again. Oh, I love this. Amen. All right. I'm going to give you number 3 here. I don't see any questions. Number 3, coming up with number 3 here in a moment. By the way, I'm eating hot popcorn. So if I start choking on the broadcast, call 911. I'm only kidding. Number 3, life without gambling. Money is a bit more secure. Isn't that a good one? your money, your moolah, your euro, your peso, your yen, your peso is a little bit more secure, right? Laugh out loud. In this world that we live in, we don't know what's going to happen with the economy. We don't really know. We're just hearing all kinds of things going on, and we're experiencing all kinds of changes. But one thing's for sure, that when you have a life without gambling, you have that sense of money is a bit more secure. What will that do for you, knowing that your money's a bit more secure? Will it give you more happiness? Will it give you more peace, more tranquility? What can you do with those extra funds that you're now securing? Maybe now you can start your business. Maybe now you can pay those bills, right, that you neglected last month or the month before. And you've got the Billy family. You guys know the Billy family, the bill collector. They've got many, many cousins, nieces, nephews, and uncles, right? The Billy family. Now you can pay them. Money's more secure. Anyhow, any questions and observations? I'm open, and I'm going to do my best. If you come on the broadcast, I can see the numbers are climbing. If you come on this broadcast, or when you come on this broadcast and you have a serious gambling problem, this is a no judgment zone. If you can't seem to find a question to ask me here live, you can always send it to SciTech right down below. You can send me a private message right down below. All right. We do a couple of emails during the week. I think they're pretty cool emails. They're very short in text. I mean, 30 seconds, you can read my emails that I send out during the week. SciTech, SITEC, stay in touch, email communication. All right. So there's the link right there. Right there. And we are still doing the journals. We have a few journals left. I have a few of them left. I'm going to see if I can get more. These are cool journals too, because they're guided. They're not just books with pages. They're guided and they ask questions. There's different things that you can do with these. These are really cool. I happened to go shopping, I don't know, about a month ago, and I found them at a store at a discounted price. Oh man, this one's getting stained up. So I got them. Excited about that. So if you need a journal and you want a journal, one of my journals, all you got to do is just send it a request. Let me know, and I will get it out to you. All right. I see Race Santos. I'm not saying I gambled. I'm gambling free for 66 days and counting. I just want to help people who may be stuck in gambling loops. That is fantastic, man. That's fantastic. 66 days can turn into 100 and what is it? 66 times 2 is 100 and 60 days, 120, 130 something days. Imagine that is a progress right there. Now, again, if you don't have, if in doubt, use your journal. If in doubt, write it out. What is it that you want to do? What ideas do you have? And this is a great community right here. You can come on board. You can come on the camera. You can share your story. You can share how you're doing it. How are you doing it? Because again, everybody, the reason why we gambled, right? The reason is different for everybody. But we must find the reason. That's the nuclear. That's the modus operandi. Eventually, you will find it once you replace gambling. Now, sometimes you end up replacing gambling without really knowing why you were doing it. But then as you keep going along, you will see why you are doing it. Gambling's a lie. Gambling's a lie. Gambling's a lie. All right. Number 4. This is number 4, and time is going by. We're going to be inviting Jim. Jim, you ready? I don't know if you're still on here. We're going to be bringing Jim on, and he can share. Carol says, but just by coming here and supporting this mission helps others. race. Okay, so thank you. Thank all of you guys for being here. I wouldn't be here if you weren't here. Well, I might be here by myself. Number 4, life without gambling. Okay, the courage to conquer in other areas of your life. Roulette, cards, sports betting, betting on roosters, or betting on pit bulls, dogs that actually kill each other. There's a horror story out there with gambling. Horror story, online casino. That's where it's being pushed big time right now, is online casino. And that is very, very tricky because that social media is very, very addictive. Imagine that. Social media is very addictive as it is. Now you've got online establishments, casinos that are in the mix, and they're just broadening their scope, their engineering of marketing and all that stuff. Think about the destruction. Man, I was watching a video today. I have a friend in Pakistan, and he has an orphanage there for many children. I send a little bit of money here and there. I don't do a whole lot, but he was sharing images of the floods that were just taking houses and hills and cars and people. Anyways, why did I bring that up? The world's uncertain. The world is uncertain. But number 4, anyway, I got distracted. The courage to conquer in other areas. The courage to conquer in other areas. When you're no longer gambling, when gambling is no longer a part of your life, you are able to conquer in many other areas of your life. Is that true? Is that true? Yeah, it is. 40 Miller in the forest, no cell service. Ooh, that must be fun. Ray's proud of you. Being gambling free is wonderful. Yes. It continues though, right? It continues and it gets better. It gets better. It doesn't get harder. Some people get depressed. Man, I got to quit gambling. I got to stop gambling. They got to frown. No, man. Just freedom. All of these wonderful things that we experience. All right. I think Jim might have taken off. Anyways. All right. If Jim is not with us, I hope he's okay. All right. All right. I'm just going to go through no questions. Let me go through another one. Number 5, life without gambling. The ability to see the underground works of why I was doing it. Eventually, you begin to see the underground workings. The dark web, if you will, of your gambling. There is another web out there, right? It's called the dark web. I go in there once in a while to see what's going on in there, and it looks like the internet. The only difference is that you're anonymous. It's all anonymous, the dark web, right? That's what lies underneath the gambling. Kind of anonymous, maybe. But you find it. You begin to realize, man, this is why I was gambling. Or at least this is part of the reason why I was gambling. It's good to know. Someone said knowledge is power. Yeah, to a certain degree, knowledge applied. It only becomes power when it's applied. You see, all of these things that we talk about. And by the way, hang out with me. We're going to be here for just a little bit more. I'm bringing Jim on the screen. I'm going to be sharing something with those of you that are willing to accept my gift at the end of this program, at the end of this broadcast. I'm going to share something with you. Who knows? It might challenge you. It might inspire you. Hang out, and we'll come to the end of the program so you can see what it's about. And it's not me singing Dust in the Wind. I'm doing it throughout the broadcast anyways. I might play a little bit of that at the end. Hey, Jim, are we on screen?
Hi, Santos. How are you doing?
Welcome. Boy, I've got you on the loudspeaker system. Am I echoing? Are we echoing or anything? Not on my end. It looks like we're good.
Yeah.
Are we okay?
I can
All
hear
right,
you.
K6. Yeah. So, Jim, share. What's on your mind as you're listening to this broadcast? A little bit of a different broadcast today, just a little bit. We're talking about life without gambling. And again, gambling is a metaphor. It could be, right? Maybe you're gambling with business. So if you're no longer gambling with business, it means you're handling business effectively. What does that mean?
Yeah, I mean, when you're talking about gambling, it makes me think about faith, like religion. A lot of people are turned off by religion. They think about, oh, just pray to God, everything is going to be okay. But
Mhm.
Jim Rohn says that faith without action serves no useful purpose. So, I mean, if you think about faith, you think about gambling, they're worthless because, I mean, there's nothing backing it up. You need to have some type of action that supports it. I mean, think about what is gambling? Gambling, I think, is just taking a risk with no odds in your favor. You know, you know, doing something
Exactly.
stupid. And you can risk your health, you can risk your money, you can risk your time, you can risk, you know, uh, your direction in life. Really, gambling. You know, gambling is just a symptom of, not having a clue. But it's we talk about gambling. It's a symptom, right? It's a symptom of something that's not well constructed. I mean, and I think it goes back to like really focusing on yourself. What is your purpose in life? You know, do you have self worth to really have some kind of desire, some kind of direction in your life? Where do you want to go? Who do you want to be? Right? What are the things that make you happy? Right? I mean, really, if you really down deep, what are the values that you have that are truly good for you? I mean, it's like, oh yeah, I just want to be happy. Well, what does that mean? Being over at the casino, you know,
Mm.
oh, that makes me happy. Well, is that really good for you? Is that really the stuff, or is that just kind of something superficial that's covering up real pain in your life? Something that's just masking something, just a painkiller, just like some type of heroin that's masking, the real infection, the damage that's happening within you. So, I mean, when you want to have a life without gambling, you really have to start looking at yourself and say, you know what, do I care about myself? It's almost like a decision, right? If you,
No, that's
if
deep right there. I got to stop you right there. I got to stop you. You said something very deep. Your life. You just said you talked about you as an individual, right? Can you repeat what you just said? It's your
Yeah, do you
life.
care about yourself? I mean, if you really want to
Wow.
get out of gambling, do you really care about yourself? Do you have that kind of because we all know that gambling, is destructive. We all, we have common sense. Everyone has that kind of common sense, but it is destructive. The things that we do that are harmful to us, right? We know that these things are bad.
It's catastrophic, Jim. It's detrimental, the damage. And I
Yeah.
remember a while back we were talking and you talked about collateral damage.
Hmm.
The
Collateral
collateral
damage.
damage goes on for a long time. And for some people commit suicide because they can't handle the collateral damage. They
Yeah.
can't handle it. They commit suicide. They kill themselves. One out of every five, I believe, that's the statistics. One out of every five attempt suicide.
We're talking about life is pain. Okay, we got to understand that. I don't know if there's another way to describe it. Maybe discomfort, whatever. But life. I think we have to accept that life is has pain, and there's a couple kinds of pains. If we accept that there's pain in life, what kind of pain do you want though? You know, do you want the pain of like discipline? Do you want the pain of the struggle to make yourself better, to help yourself grow? you know, become better, calmer, you know, a better person? Or do you want that pain that's, look, pain can be temporary, right? I went through pain this morning,
Yeah.
running, sit ups, push ups. right? That's pain. But you know what? That kind of pain, it comes and goes, right? Right. But think about like the pain, let's say, of gambling, right? You lose all your money, you destroy relationships. That pain is forever, man. That can be forever. That can be lingering on and on and on. Financial pain, right? Family and relationship pain, I know you're supposed to forgive yourself, but man, that stuff lingers. And think about it, if you put this stuff on scales, I got to deal with pain in my life. Do I want this kind of pain where, I get good feelings, I get hit with some good dopamine hits at the
Yeah,
casino, or like, you know, doing drugs or whatever, right? But, have this horrible future, you know? You just
that's what
envision,
awaits.
you can envision that. Or you can say, you know what? I'm going to go through the pain of like get my act together, you know? And it has to go back to that idea of, you know what? Do I care enough about myself to put myself through that pain? It's number one, you got to have that faith, right? With action. You know,
Yeah,
what's that action? That's action is, taking steps, coming to this show, writing things down, right? Reminding yourself every day, speaking
that's
to
right.
yourself in the mirror, right? Saying that I'm worth something, and I'm done with this nonsense life. You know, I'm sick of it, right? There's the disgust, right? You can have the disgust in your life, that pain, and you can have that desire, a desire for something better, right? You know,
Yeah,
all these little
it's
actions, right?
yeah, I tell you, when you lose dignity, when you lose peace of mind, when you lose your money security, when you lose the courage to conquer in other areas of your life, what's there to live for?
Santos, we have to do tough things, man. I kind of realized that. That's why I got back on the treadmill, man. We have to start doing tough things, difficult things, right? Because if we stop doing difficult things, like challenging ourselves to get better, we're just gonna, succumb to becoming softer, weaker, you know, and we'll fall to all those temptations, laziness, the gambling, you know, and it'll just take us into a bad, bad direction, you know. And yeah, you gotta care about yourself enough. And it's like, yeah, I think it's
Yeah.
important to really look at
You-
your, yourself and say, you are worth something. You have talents. Focus on those to kind of start you, to get you going, you know, because you
Yeah.
are worth something for sure.
Yeah, we're all worth something. By the way, Race, if you send me some information, I don't know where you are. I sent the book to Australia, and it costs a lot of money to ship books. So, um, depending on where you are, if you send me some information, I might be able to send you a journal. But again, if you want a journal, like I say, send me the shipping fees because I'm just a one man operation here, man. And believe me, I've invested a lot of money into this mission. I've invested personally out of my own pocket into Soldiers of Self Mastery over $12,000 over the last 4 to 5 years. Personally, that's money I could have gambled away. Instead, I decided to put it into the business, into the website, into books, pay people to do shit that didn't do shit right the first time, and I had to pay them again. And believe me, $12,000 isn't a lot of money. And money goes very quickly. 200 here, 300 there. It just adds up. There is a price to pay. There is a price to pay if you want to be free. Either that, or you will end up with the collateral damage that you may not be able to sustain. Jim, you talked about Jim Rohn, the power of discipline. We could discipline ourselves right lightly now while we can, or we're going to end up having to lift the heaviness of regret and torture, because your mind, I don't know if you've experienced this, Jim. You probably have. I think everybody have. Every once in a while, your mind will play a trick on you. Like you accomplish something that you know you accomplished it, and then all of a sudden your mind will throw a little idea, a little thought into you. Oh man, doubt you. You know, I hate that. My mind does that to me. I just got done completing a task, and all of a sudden, I'm sure I got that task as good as possible. I walk away from it, and all of a sudden, a thought pops into my head and says, "You're going to fail. That's wrong. Did you really secure that tie down?" I'm like, wait a minute. You got to stop and think. Your mind will play tricks on you big, big time. And again, if we don't get it together, we're going to end up paying the heaviness of regret for a long time. Some people can't handle it. Just can't handle it. So anyways, about the journal, you can send me the information there and I'll see what I can do for you. I will definitely see what I can do for you. I appreciate the donation, by the way. I really do. Why do I ask for donations? Why do I ask for contributions? Why do I ask for support? Because number one, I can, and it's needed, right? If you believe in something, I support missions that I don't even see sometimes, but I'm very careful because you can't just send your money anywhere. So we have to work together. People say, well, man, what can I do? Hey, can you donate $25 a month? What's that going to do? Well, it's going to keep me on the air. I just paid, actually, it's $240 to use this service right here. StreamYard, $250 for the year. So I take all of these contributions. What I do, I pour them into this. We're working on the website, Soldiers of Self-Mastery website. We're building a phenomenal GABA, Gambling Addictions Breakthrough Advanced System. There is nothing out there in the world. When that thing comes out, we're going to market that. That costs money to market, to get it out there worldwide. That's where most of my money goes. I don't really care to have a big savings account, because I'll tell you, money in a savings account doesn't do you any good. Robert Kiyosaki says you got to take your money and you got to make it work for you, not in a casino. Unless, here's my advice to you. If you plan on gambling, if you plan on staying in the casino, you better get your mind right. You better get your mind disciplined enough to know when to walk away, right? Like the song says, know when to hold them, know when to walk away. You got to discipline your mind so that you're in control, because if not, the gambling, the slots, the bots, the roulettes, the frets, the sports and the ports are going to get you. So if you're going to gamble, get your mind strong as possible. Get that in your mind. I mean, I normally don't say this, but I will say it because some people are not going to quit gambling. I've had people come on this broadcast and they're still gambling. They're still losing thousands of dollars, thousands, not just a few hundred, thousands. They've been on this broadcast numerous times. They've come here, they've gone off. I don't know where they're at. Some of them might be dead. But this is a reality, friends. Listen, somebody asked me the other day, hey, Santos, do you still gamble? I thought that was an interesting question. I don't know why he asked me. Do I give the appearance that I go gamble or something? Or if I do, I better change myself. No, I'm done gambling. Gambling with me, personally with me, I'm done with it. I will go to my grave in my casket with a little sign, never gambled again. I don't need it. Again, these little experiences and I'm going to read the last one because we're coming close to the end of the program here. Number 6, life without gambling. A respect from others I had not before. A respect from others I had not before. People don't, when they see that you're gambling and you're all messed up, they have no respect for you. None. A respect from others I had not before when I was doing it. So those are just 6 little life experiences that you can have. I'm going to go through them real quick here. Peace of mind, number 1. life without gambling, your peace of mind, your dignity. Number two, these are mine. You can make up your own. A real big sense of accomplishment, really big. Money is a bit more secure, a little bit. Number four, the courage to conquer in other areas. And one thing that I've noticed that since I've no longer gambling, I can see why I was gambling. And when you can see why, the source, you got to get to the source. We hear this a lot: the foundation, the beginning. Why did you start this? How long you been doing this? Where did it start? You begin to see all of that, and you can protect yourself from further damage later on, because everything has a beginning, right? Everything in life has a beginning and an end. Um, the ability to conquer in other areas, the ability to see the underground works of why I was doing it, right? The dark web underneath your gambling, what's going on in there, and a respect from others I had not before. Now, I'm not saying that everybody respects me, not everybody. I get disrespected all the time, but I get a form of respect when people know, you know what, I don't bullshit. I just don't gamble. And believe me, I fucking struggled with that shit. Fucking had me by the throat, lost over $1 million. Well over $1 million. You think I'm going to go back to freaking gambling? Heck no. Anyways, GABA's coming, and I'm looking forward to that. Gambling Addictions Breakthrough Advanced System. Cephas is doing a phenomenal job putting that thing together. It's taken me almost 2 years to perfect that program, but we're going to get out there, hopefully within the next month or so, and we're going to market that. I'm asking for your support. I'm going to ask for your support. If you're a person that enjoys this mission, you feel supported in some way, I'm going to ask you to help. You can buy the program, or you can donate. I don't care if it's $5 or $10. I remember I was getting $1. Somebody was donating a while back. They were sending me $1, $30, $40. I don't know where it was coming from. But that person's, I don't know that person, who that person was or anything. They never, anyways, that stopped, but it helped. And every little bit helps. And I appreciate, believe me, I appreciate. If I can send you a journal or send you something more, I will do that. Because again, it's not about money. Money's just a tool. Money's just a bartering to get you, money's something that you can use to help you get better in life, right? Advance. Everything's money, just about, well, not everything. But a lot of things do. This program, money, time is money, or time contributes to money. Money contributes to time. Anyhow. So, Jim, let me see. Hold on a minute. Self-abuse. Laura says, that's it, Jim. It's self-abuse. I'm giving Jim the floor here for a minute.
Yeah, Santos. Like I was thinking about the term metacognition, right? Metacognition is just thinking about your thoughts, right? And I think like thoughts can be like a unit of currency. Your thoughts can be like money almost, right? How do you spend your money? How do you spend your thoughts? And everything in life that happens, is very neutral. It's neutral, you know, but your thoughts will
Now, what do you mean neutral, though, Jim? When we say
neutral. I mean,
neutral,
it's like, look, some people see, a casino. Let's say a casino, as just a building. Other people see the same building, right? And it triggers a thought in their mind, maybe fun, good feelings, or whatever, right? So it's how we interpret it. Our thoughts will interpret what we are observing in life, and being mindful of your thoughts and how they trigger how you feel is important. Your thoughts will trigger an emotion, right? And you have to be careful about that. You have to really analyze, okay, this thought that I'm having is going to make me feel a certain way. It could make me do certain things. Emotion, right? It gets you into action, right? Could get you right into that casino, right? Spending all your money, right? That thought. So we have to be mindful of what we are, what are our thoughts, and where are they going to be taking us? It's
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Where are they? Where's it? Where's it all? I keep thinking about this broadcast. I'm really, truly hoping that it will really support you guys to move away from gambling. Either move away from gambling or get stronger. Because
Santos.
those are the only two options. Either get stronger or you get away from it. Because eventually it's going to, you already know. I mean, I don't have to beat the dead horse or pound
Yeah,
more nails, the last nail into the coffin. We know where it's going to lead us.
it's
We're
interesting.
wise enough to see ahead.
You can take your thoughts, you know, and you can actually direct them to release certain kinds of chemicals through your body, right? I mean, if you go on default, let's say the gambler, right? You know, a certain thought will trigger that dopamine, that good feeling, that expectation, of excitement and possibility, right? However, you can take that thought, and then you can freaking let it release cortisol into your system. What's that cortisol? That's that fear, the anger, that uncomfortable kind of chemical. It's like, what's that? I don't want that. And it makes you think of all the bad things that are associated with that vice, that gambling, the drugs, the whatever your escape is. It's like, wow, can we condition our thinking to allow that that good chemical, into our system? The good stuff is dopamine, the bad stuff is cortisol. We need to associate, make connections, right? The connections. The stupid casino, right? you know Let it release. Just think about all the awful things, all the pain that you felt, all those horrible things that are associated with you losing all your money, the time you wasted, the relationships destroyed, right? you know think about walking away from the casino or wherever, right? Think about
Mhm.
walking towards something better. I turned around. How does that make you feel, walking away from the poison? Wow, I just walked away from trash, from garbage, from nastiness. I walked away from it, you know? And it's like, wow, you know, that felt good. That felt good. So, really kind of thinking about your thoughts. Where are your thoughts leading? How are you spending your thoughts? Are you spending it uh, 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 on something that will release those good feelings out of you and take you towards the bad place like the casino? You know, So how are we spending those thoughts? You know,
Yeah, that's valuable. Your unit, one unit, a thought. You can attach a $100 bill to it.
yeah,
That's a good point that you made there, because our we're not if we're not active, we could be passive. You said neutral. You used the word neutral. We could be passive. We have to be active with our thinking. Um, and we have there's so much work that we need to be working on, that we should be little by little every day. That's why I say this: if in doubt, write it out. That's my famous saying, one of them. If in doubt, write it out. What do you mean? Get your journal. If you're in doubt about something, um, your your thoughts, your what's going on in your head, put it on paper so you can see it. Got to get it out from within, outside of yourself. One of the reasons why gamblers don't quit, one of the major reasons, is because they're not getting it out. They're holding it in. It's blockaded, suppressed. It's in a prison. It's not going to get out. You come to a program like this, you get out a little bit. You start seeing different. You start seeing outside the prison walls. And it's not just about gambling, because gambling is a metaphor. There's other areas of your life that's damaged, that you might be gambling with. You're gambling with those areas of your life. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be hard. It's doable. That shift, that transfer. Oh man, doesn't it feel so good when you're able to really accomplish things and then tell yourself, encouraging words. Now, I believe in God. I believe in God. I believe in Christ. I believe in the Proverbs in the Bible. I believe in journaling. I didn't believe in myself. Now, I believe in those areas today very strongly, but I also believe in myself today. There was a point where I didn't believe in myself. I didn't even know who I was. I was so caught up with the trauma and the damage and the gambling, the dopamine, the dopamine hit. I had no idea. Once you start replacing gambling, move away from all that stuff, you begin to see it's common sense, really. Really, you know what I'm saying? A lot of the stuff that I'm sharing on this broadcast is common sense. I'm just, again, your good life is going to come out of a good series of good, constant, positive reminders because we seem to forget. We get a lot of distractions. The focus thieves are always around, right? The LBs, the limiting beliefs. So what do? We need reminders. We need reminders. Imagine if your life was full of reminders from the moment that you get up in the morning. All the reminders that you need for the day. Would it make your day better? Would it make your day easier? Would it make your business go smoother? If you had those reminders going on, can you create these reminders? Of course you can. Of course you can. Now, it is a process. But alone, I couldn't do it alone. I needed lots of help. And I'm glad that I went for it. I'm glad that I humbled myself. And so just to add to what you were saying, Jim, we're coming close to the end of the broadcast here. We've had quite a number of people. Thank you guys broadcasting via Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. I wanted to do LinkedIn, but LinkedIn wouldn't allow me to do it today. So I'm very appreciative. I'm very grateful. And I'm going to come back. I'm going to keep coming back. We're going to do the call of action to those of you. I have a gift. that I'm going to present here in a little bit. So stick around. And who knows, you might accept my gift. You may accept my gift. I did. I'm going to show you. I'm going to share with you how. So Jim, let me see if I got any. Jim, if you want to share anything else.
Yeah, I mean, when you're talking about, deciding, it's. I saw a race. Looks like he's, not gambling 66 days. It's like day by day. Having a time frame and be focused. How do you become focused? How do you become laser focused? There has to be something. Must be a carrot at the end of the stick. What is that carrot? What is our reward? Maybe we need to make our reward, very clear. If our reward is really, really something that's tasty, we can really build our focus on that. It can really pull us through. I mean, maybe take the journal and write down all the good things, the benefits. What can I have at the end of 1 week? Let's say without gambling, without screwing around at that casino. How much can I have? Right? How much time can I have doing other kinds of things? If I have a journal right here, and planning my life, some type of focus. And I think it really gets down to, yourself. It's like, what do you want in life? What do you want? What does a good life look like? What is an excellent life? I mean,
Exactly, Jim. You got to know where you're going in life. And we're coming down to the end of the wire here. Once again, thank you, Jim, for hanging out and sharing your thoughts, your insights, and never know, Coach Jim might be opening doors soon to help problem gamblers. Never know.
Like you said, help others as you help yourself, right? That's the whole point. We're here. We're trying to help others.
Support,
right?
Community, tribe. And we need to belong. We need to feel like we belong to something bigger than ourselves. And I believe, I don't know why I had started Soldiers of Self Mastery, but now I'm beginning to see that this is a movement. And I am someone that is a voice crying in the wilderness. Hey, you can get out of this thing. You can get out if you want to. It is a decision, but your mind might be clouded. Your mind might be seriously clouded. So I thank all of you guys for coming here. You really make my day. Now I'm getting ready to do my call to action here in just a minute. Auto Magic. There we go. Thank you for hanging out with us tonight. Laura, K6. Laura says, I love journals. Mark. Let me see who else. Race. Carol. Jim. Thanks for hanging out. She might be gone. You know, most people, honestly, it's hard for us to even sit for an hour and get good education. It is. It's very difficult for us. We got to discipline ourselves to do this. A great big thanks to shout out to those via Facebook and Twitter. Now here is my call to action. All right. On TikTok, about 4 days ago, I issued a challenge. It was a 7-day challenge to pick one thing, either to build, to remove, to create, whatever it is. I don't know what it is in your life. One thing, and this is my gift to you, you'll either accept it as I've accepted it, or you won't accept it. But I believe it's a great gift at the end of this program. 7 days from today. Today for me is day number 4. I'm working on one thing, right? Day number 4. Wednesday will be day number 7. I issued a challenge, 7 days. You pick one thing, like whatever it is. Use your journal and give yourself 7 days to do without that thing. 7 days to go without that thing. 7 days to build that thing, whatever it might be in your life that you're struggling with, that you want to achieve, that you want. Well, now's the time to make, this is the perfect excuse. Will you accept my gift over the next 7 days? Today's day 4 for me. Almost broke it today. Almost slipped. But I said, no, I'm going to keep my 7 days. It's a commitment. And who knows after 7 days where that might go, where that might lead. So that's my gift to you. I hope that you'll accept my challenge. I've accepted my own challenge. And I know one other person that said she didn't commit, or this person didn't commit. You got to be serious. 7 days, build up your stamina. So there's my gift. There's my challenge. I hope that you'll accept it. Jim, thank you for hanging out. And last but not least, I'm going to give you an opportunity here. Jim can share a minute here, but before he shares, I want to ask you, audience, a question. Next episode will be number 173. We'll be back here on Sunday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Who knows? I might do some karaoke. I might not do some karaoke. What topic would you be interested in? Is there any topic that we could put in here in the comments that you would be interested in looking at next week? Anybody, before I leave, just type it in the comments. A topic that we can look at and discuss and break open and feed on for next week. I'm open to ideas. Jim, you've got the floor here, man. Last few minutes.
Yeah, based upon what you said there, Santos, that gift. I just encourage everyone to go to the Dollar Tree store, get yourself a calendar, tear that calendar up and start pasting that on your bathroom mirror, kitchen, refrigerator, wherever that you frequent the most. And start writing stuff down, what you want to accomplish in that week. It's like, here's, by Friday, it's like no gambling, or don't eat no more Twinkies, whatever it is. Decide what you want and write it down. mark those X's off. I did it. I did it. I did it. Boom. I hit it right there. Set some type of worthy goal, a deadline. Make yourself accountable to someone, your friend, your family member, whomever it is that you can have confidence in. Put yourself accountable, set a deadline, you know, and there's a focus right there, man. There's a focus. You look at it, it's like, yeah, what am I going to do today to get closer to that goal that I wrote down on that calendar? 99-cent store, Dollar Tree store calendar. Just rip that up and just put that down and write down what you want to accomplish by a certain date. Make yourself accountable. You know?
There you go. Make yourself accountable. Coaching is available also. I don't know, with the knowledge that Jim has, who knows, he might be willing to accept. And Santos, why don't you do coaching for free, man? Why don't you do coaching for free? I've tried it, doesn't work. You see, when we need an accountability partner, when we need a co-partner, most family and friends that are really good, they're disciplined, they've got their lives. And sometimes we think that we can trust people like that, right? We can trust them, and they may be there for us 1 or 2 days, but then after a while, it's not something that they're committed to. You're committed to it, but they might not be committed to it. Therefore, coaches are needed very, very badly today. I strongly believe this. Yeah, but Santos, coaching costs money. Your dilemma and your problem is costing you a lot of money. So I offer coaching. There is coaching available. And the thing about coaching is that this is for committed people that really want to transform faster, they want to achieve the goal faster. So why do you have to pay for that? Because whatever you pay for, you tend to look at it a little bit differently. You tend to appreciate it. You tend to handle it with greater care. And it's something that you're just not. You know what? I just paid so much money, and no, you paid money. You're gonna be there, right? And that person that you've paid money, that's a co-partner committed, he or she's gonna be there for you. Therefore, coaches are really needed today, big time.
Something
All
there,
right, that's my
Santos.
sense.
Yeah,
Yep.
real quick, Santos. I mean, like, just keep this in mind, everyone. A lot of students go into college, you know, and they spend tens of thousands of dollars getting an education, and they don't know what the heck they're doing after graduation. You pay Santos, right? He is your accountability guy. You're paying for strict, precise, focused accountability that will move you in the right direction, right? So that's the purpose right there. Yeah, tiny, tiny investment. Think about that. You know, little investment will reap great, great dividends in the future. So sign up with Santos. Get your
Exactly.
accountability coach, to move you in the right direction, help you move you in the right direction. It's worth it.
So it's there. I put it out there, whether you accept it or not. My life is going to go on. I'm going to continue coaching and offering my services. But you're welcome to come here. Please, I invite you to come back here next Sunday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Bring a pen. Did you invite a friend? So I've got one idea, one topic idea, video game addiction. I'm not sure exactly how that topic could turn out, but video game addiction, I'm not too sure. We have to be specific as possible regarding these programs, because I want to make sure that I support you. So if you have a topic in mind that you would love to discuss, bring ideas into, send me an email right there below or post it in the chat. I got one idea. I'll be looking at this and see, what can we talk about? Video game addiction. I can look into that. With that said, my friends, we've come to the end of the broadcast. Remember, your good life is going to come out of a good series of good, constant, positive reminders. Face your fears. If in doubt, write it out. And will you accept my 7-day challenge for one thing? Thanks, Jim.
Thanks, Santos.
And we will see you on the next broadcast, number 173, next Sunday.
Have a good week. Take care.
Stay cool.